This video is on the receptor-ligand binding of the antigen to the antibody. All receptors must be able to recognize the ligand it is associated with. Some receptors are quite specific about their associated ligand and other receptors are not. Not all receptors are attached to cell membranes but can freely float through the vascular system or body fluids. The receptors are also different depending on whether they are part of the innate or adaptive immune system. The innate system has a limited number of receptors called pattern recognition receptors, or PRRs, that are common to pathogens. These common ligands are the pathogen-associated molecular patterns, or PAMPs. One example of a PAMP is the peptidoglycan molecule in the bacterial cell wall. For the innate system, the soluble compounds found in the plasma are complement, mannose-binding lectin, and something called acute phase proteins. These will bind to the surfaces of the pathogen. The membrane-associated receptors for the innate system are bound to the neutrophil, basophil, eosinophil, the dendritic cell, and the macrophage. The PAMP on the pathogen connects to the PRR on the membrane of the immune cell. This connection can cause destruction of the pathogen and the presentation of the pathogen-specific antigen on the MHC2 molecules to the adaptive immune system cells. Another link between the innate and adaptive or acquired immune system is the MHC1 molecule antigen presentation by any nucleated cell. The adaptive immune system has antibodies produced from previous pathogen exposure floating in the vascular system. These antibodies can latch onto and tag the pathogen. This tagging of the pathogen does two things. First, it marks the pathogen for destruction by the macrophage, and second, it prevents the bacteria or virus from entering the host cell, preventing the infection from starting in the first place. Antibodies bound to the B cell membrane can attach to the antigen of a pathogen, triggering the B cell to produce more antigen. This is known as an antibody response. Remember, antibodies are also called immunoglobulins. T cells have receptors similar to antibodies called TCRs. However, they can only recognize small peptides attached to the MHC molecules and they remain on the surface of the cell and are not found in the blood or body fluids. The natural killer cells span across the innate and acquired immune systems. They are cells specialized for killing infected cells or cancerous cells. They have two kinds of receptors. They have activating receptors similar to PRRs. They also have inhibitory receptors that will recognize an individual's MHC1 molecules, preventing the NK cell from destroying what it considers a normal cell. The NK cell balances the two inputs to determine if it activates or is inhibited. The receptors on the cells of the immune system play a complex role in the detection of and response to a pathogen.